Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today. And today we're going to be talking about the New Orleans Pelicans potentially trading for the second overall pick and most likely to draft Dylan Harper. If the New Orleans Pelicans were to do this and trade up the second overall pick with the San Antonio Spurs, you'd imagine they'd select Dylan Harper, number 2 overall, after Cooper Flag goes to Dallas. Do I think this trade happens? No. But I think there is an actual way where this could happen. And here's what I am thinking. I don't think a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade to... I honestly, at this point, I don't know if a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade happens. It seems like right now, as of June 13th, it seems right now that there's the better chance that the Spurs trade for Kevin Durant and not Giannis Antetokounmpo. But this might sound crazy, but trading down in the draft at number 2 overall with the New Orleans Pelicans might give the Spurs a better chance of trading for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And this is the reason why I say this. This is the reason I say this, is because what do the New Orleans Pelicans have? Both 2026 and 2027 Milwaukee Bucks first round pick swaps. I think if Giannis decides he wants to get traded, and San Antonio is a team that's interested, I don't think he would decline going to play in San Antonio. So let's just say the Spurs make a trade where they get, they send the number 2 overall pick and their second round pick of this year's draft to New Orleans, and those 2 picks go to New Orleans, and in return, the Spurs get pick 7 and 2 future second round picks, and then both of the Milwaukee Bucks first round pick swaps in 2026, 2027. And then if you're the Spurs, you contact the Bucks and say, "Hey, we want to do a Giannis deal. We've got a way where y'all can get y'all's first round picks back for the next 2 years." And that's the great thing for the Bucks. If Giannis is gone, if Dame is injured, if Brook Lopez leaves, that's not looking great for the team. The team might be a little bit improved, assuming they get some good package back for Giannis. The Spurs have great players that they could send over, but it doesn't seem like the team would be in a great position over the next 2 seasons after that. You'd want your first round picks back by trading those pick swaps. If the Pels send those pick swaps to the Spurs and then the Spurs send those pick swaps to the Bucks, I think the Bucks would be interested in having their picks for the next 2 seasons in 2026 and 2027 if there is no Giannis, than having the number 2 overall pick. And that's nothing against Dylan Harper. He's a great player. But if the Bucks are going to be out without Giannis, and it's going to turn into some potentially some rebuild seasons for Milwaukee, then you could be looking at being at the top of the draft, in the next couple seasons if you're without Giannis. And to get your draft picks back, I think would probably be the best asset the Bucks can get. And if the Spurs trade down with the Pels, get pick 7 and both the 2026 and the 2027 first round pick swaps, the Spurs can just call the Bucks and say, "Hey, we want Giannis. We're going to give you, these 2 first round pick swaps, 2 other additional first round picks, and a bunch of other young players to get a deal done." That's the only way I see the Spurs. That is really the only way I see the Spurs trading down from number 2. Really, the only team I think that has a chance of trading up to number 2 is the New Orleans Pelicans. And there are teams that are that have better draft picks in this year's draft that are potentially interested in trading up for 2 that I don't think have as good of a shot. I think the Pelicans have the best shot of trading up for that number 2 overall pick because they have assets that the Bucks would want that could help the Spurs land Giannis. But I don't think that matters, because I think the Spurs are probably more interested right now in trading for Kevin Durant and drafting Dylan Harper. But It definitely would help their chances with Giannis if they got the 2026 and 2027 pick swaps that New Orleans has. That's from the Drew Holiday trades, by the way. So let me know your thoughts on the potential trade that could happen between the Pelicans and the Spurs. That was reported by NBA Central that these two teams talked about a deal. And I wonder if the Spurs said we want those pick swaps. But this video, if you guys enjoyed, and peace out.